All right, man. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below as usual. Um, this video is basically entitled, do we use Black Love Solutions? A young lady was talking to me about, can I give more solutions? And I made a video about that recently. And I'm doing all this right now because I'm under the weather or whatever. So I'm just knocking it out in one shot. Now, what I'm about to get at is this. At the end of the day, how can I put this? We're in a situation where you got people out here who know what's going down, but not necessarily following instruction, but they know what's up. You know, that's the crazy part about it right now. And what winds up happening is I'm wondering, when people put out the information that needs to be used for us to quote unquote get better, are we really following it? And a lot of times I don't think so. You know, uh, for the viewers out there, I see y'all coming in. I'm new to this joint on this thing, so I'm trying to figure out how to get on on the uh, the page part where to see y'all in the chat room. You know what I'm saying? So bear with me for a second. That's what I'm gonna tell you right now. But the first things first, I'm gonna start like we know things that we could do. You get what I'm saying? So, okay, Angel, what's up? Pray for the wolves. What's up? Cats, what's up? So, what I'm gonna talk about is this in general. Um, Rule number 10: roles. We know our gender roles. Men know what the men are supposed to do. The women know what the women are supposed to do. But the problem is, when it's time to do your job, people all of a sudden just don't want to do it. We know what makes a relationship work as far as love concerned, you know what I'm saying? Because, people talk about the gender war, you know what I mean? And to me, yeah, gender war, but I remember listening to a Styles video not that long ago, and he says, there are no winners in the gender war. Like, I don't, what are you going to win at the end of the day of the gender war? Nothing, and that's crazy, but that's the reality of it. So when the men say, okay, we're supposed to be protectors and providers and builders, if that's our role, right? Well, if you know that, there can be stipulations for who you protect, provide for, and build for. I understand that. But there's no weaseling out of protecting, providing, and building all the time. None. The women's role is, quote unquote, creating a new generation and teaching a new generation. And guess what? If it's your job to be the mothers and teachers of society and replenish the society so we can have generations to pass down wealth to, and you have to teach them how to interact with each other, and that's your social job. If you're not doing that, you're doing that on purpose. You know what your role is. Now you got people bucking the system, and now women are looking for the real men, and men are looking for where the real ladies at, right? But both sides don't want to say at the end of the day that you purposely don't want to do your job when you know how to fix it. And that's crazy to me. The number 9, expectation. See, there's a difference between expectations and what you're supposed to do. Exactly. People are self-serving in both roles, but they're bucking the system to serve themselves. They're not serving. They're kind of, how can I say this? They're really sabotaging themselves with short-sighted wants. But anyways, Expectations. You know what is expected of you as an adult. Forget the gender part of it right now. You know what is expected of you as an adult. And a lot of people aren't being adults when they're dealing with other adults. And that's unacceptable. You can't say that you don't know how to carry yourself as an adult when you're grown. You can't say that you don't know how to handle your business as an adult when you're grown. You can't say that you're being irresponsible because it's fun, but you grown. You know, if you live in an apartment and you don't pay the rent, they're gonna evict you. They expect you to pay the rent, and you expect for when you pay your rent, you to stay there. You know, you can't buck the system and think you're just gonna live there for free. But when it comes to quote unquote black love, when people expect things out of you, you know, guess what? Oh, I'm not gonna do that because that's their expectation. They expect me to actually be an adult. Yeah, that's you grown. We're not teenagers. Well, for the teenagers, you teenagers. But once you 21 and up, you're an adult. I don't care if you don't want to feel like an adult mentally. You're gonna have to handle your business like an adult in action. You're gonna deal with the consequences of adults if you have actions that are detrimental to society. You know, so and I'm gonna run this down real quick so y'all understand. 10 is roles, 9 is expectations, 8 communication, 7 teamwork, 6 family, 5 money, 4 fairness, 3 catering to each other or reciprocity, 2 honesty, and 1 fidelity, which is cheating. So you know where I'm going with this right now. Now, what we're getting into is this. What's up, Shelly? Communications. We know good and hell well nobody is a psychic. We're not dealing with Professor Xavier and the X-Men. Nobody is reading anybody's minds. If you have something that you want done, you got to talk it. You got to speak it into existence. You got to let another person know what you need, where you came from, how you get down, your family history, and all that other stuff. And the problem is people don't want to communicate things. They want to be hush hush. So you know that black love doesn't work if you don't communicate with each other. But to continue to not communicate with each other and act as though that it's going to work out all right is ridiculous. Matter of fact, what's worse is when people do communicate and everybody's dismissive. So you can't do whatever you want to whoever you want, whichever way you want, and they communicate to you, I don't rock with that. You know what I'm saying? I get you, Dr. Cortez, but I'm trying to balance this out both ways on this particular one. So what happens is you tell her something. This is what's going down. She won't do it. Not because it's not the right thing, but she just don't want to do it. She might tell him something and he won't do it. Not because it's not the right thing, but because he just don't want to do it. Now, some of us will say, that's what you were taught by your families, to buck people and buck the system and act like, oh. And here's the problem with that, which I'm about to go into right now with number 7. Teamwork. Our families and I have taught us the crabs in the barrel mentality when it came to how we work with each other in a relationship. We're not on the same team. We don't have the same goal. We're not doing for each other. Everybody is coming together as a team with their own separate agenda. Nobody's getting on the same page and saying, yo, these are our goals and this is how we'll reach them. And you doing this way. This is how I'm going to help you. I'm doing this way. This is how you're going to help me. Because we're getting in relationships like mercenaries. I'm going to get mine. I'm going to get mine. And when I'm done getting mine, I'm going to leave you high and dry. And then people get mad at karma. Because guess what? You can't get mad at a person who ain't rocking with you no more because you stabbed them in the back. It ain't gonna work that way. That ain't life. You get what I'm saying? That's just not life. And a lot of people don't want to admit that part of it. People don't want to say, you know what? On this particular occasion, you're gonna have a problem. Because if you think we're teammates so you can stab me in the back, then we're not going to be on the same team. We're not going to be around each other. We're not going to we're going to be adversarial towards each other in public. I don't want to be around you. You don't fuck with me like that. And when people say, yeah, I do, and this is what I mean by this. Have you noticed that the older you get, people will dish you and disrespect you and think it's cute like we was in grade school. And think, oh, I'm still going to talk to this person. I told them they wasn't shit. And then they said, fuck you. And then I smile like, oh, we're going out tonight. No, we not. No, we not. I don't fuck with you like that. Did you not? I heard what you said. I saw what you did. We done. We're not on the same team. Number 6, family. You see, if our families are comfortable with destroying our families, we think it's comfortable to create families that we can destroy. And that's a problem. Because if you can't be cordial, man and woman, you're teaching your kids to not be cordial, boy and girl. The community is already not cordial because there's distrust. Why? Because initially there's distrust in the family. And then you get around these people and their families, and you see all of the dysfunction. And that becomes a problem because, like I alluded to in number 8, you didn't communicate that you came from a fucked up family like that. You said there was some problems, but you ain't say they was like that. So now you want people to take you, they look at you differently because you like take me as I am, but you withholding information, and now a person has to work with you. It's one thing to work with you when you put it all on the table. It's another thing to work with you when I see your family has instilled things in you that you don't want to fix. You know what I'm saying? Or you don't want to address. You know, hold up for a second. Although you communicate, you must have understanding, because one may say, I guess what one may say does not mean they understand what you convey. I get you. I really do. But I think sometimes at this particular point, people understand very well. They just choose not to act on what they understand. They feel like it doesn't benefit them. And because there's no teamwork, you don't see how beneficial man is to woman and woman is to man. So you only see what you're getting at that particular point. And because, in my opinion, because your family has no problem being nutcases, you know, you don't have a problem being a nutcase with a brand new person that you quote unquote trying to build something with. 5, money. You can't have a stable relationship if you're a consumer. You can't have a stable relationship if you're two people trying to how can I say that? Trying to keep up with the Joneses. I'm just starting this, cats. I'll do the mod thing later. You know, it's like my second live, and I'm doing it because I'm sick right now, Shug. But you can't get in a stable relationship if you can't be honest about your finances. You know, and you can't, and everybody's not want to be sorry, I probably got off. I probably ended that one, troll alert. But you can't be in a stable relationship if you, I said keep up with the Joneses, but I'm gonna put an example. If you're in a relationship with somebody and you expect them to make enough money for you to go stunting on social media, You're not in a relationship with that person. You don't care about them because you don't care about money. And what I mean by that is this. We as a people, we have a lot of spending power. Our saving power, not so much. But who are we spending for? We're spending, for the most part, for the validation of people that we don't know in the public. And when we're looking at money and finance, we don't want to say that you can get with a person and build something. That you can't build anything if you want to get with a person and then y'all somehow mix y'all finances or take the financial burden off of each other, but you taking that extra money to keep up with the Joneses and stunt. Because what if you have kids? Now you gotta chill that out, right? Dr. Cortez, I mean, you're gonna say that a million times, bro. I'm on something else, but all right. Women say they're getting their education. Here's the money part of that. You got massive student loan debt. The women are saying that, you know, I want to look pretty. Cool. But yeah, some of y'all are overspending on beauty. And y'all in debt because of that. So when you get with a man, you want him to take the lion's share of the bills. But at the same time, what are you doing with your money? Humble Siraj, man, appreciate you, bro. What are you doing with your money? Just like the fellas. Sometimes we want to do our things. We want to buy cars. We want to go party. We want to buy certain watches and hour type things. But you don't get with somebody to go balling out on the world because you want to keep the finances in house. You grow money when you got money. And because we're not being honest that we all don't have money. The bulk of our community ain't got money. So we're talking about everybody wants the top 10, 15, maybe 20% of people financially. You know, that's a problem. Because even if we talking about money, when you get with these people, you don't know how to make sure they keep up their money. Point I'm about to make. I as a guy have taken women out plenty of dates. I know the difference between a woman who wants to hang out with me and a woman who wants to hang out in a restaurant we go or have the experience we have. Because a woman who wants to hang out with me isn't ready, it isn't coming there. Oh, I'm gonna get this appetizer, I'm gonna get this drink, I'm gonna get this entree, I'm gonna get this other big entree, I want something to go, I'm gonna get a dessert, I'm gonna get a couple shots, ooh, I'm gonna get a margarita. What that got to do with me getting to know you? You acting like you haven't eaten all day and all week. It's cost me money. You know, I ain't gonna pimp you out of donation. I ain't asking for donation. I just had that thing on there. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. I appreciate you when you do, though. I'm not gonna be disrespectful about that. But which gets into another thing. The same thing with fellas. Like, since we're the ones that's supposed to be the providers, we don't like it at all when you take our money for granted, because it's not our money that's the problem. Is what I mean. What's up, man? This is what I mean about the money part. A man goes to work 40, 50, 60 hours a week. And he works his job, he works his overtime. He does things that are side hustles. That's a lot of time he put in during that week. And if he wanted to take you out or do something for you, when he does it, it wasn't the money that he spent that's most important. It's the time that it took to make that money and the effort that it took to make that money that you disrespect if you act like it's nothing. And the reason I'm talking about that is because I'm gonna get to number 4. about our solutions. Yeah. We're not fair with each other. And that's just we know how to be fair with each other. Like, we know how to respect each other. We know how to be fair. You you scratch my back, I scratch yours. So we're not choosing to be fair with each other. Like, when somebody does something, when your family members do something for you, guess what? When your family members do things for you, they are doing it because they're family and they love you and they care about you. And because they care about you, they're investing in you to be a better person. They're going to expect two things at the end of the day. Either you complete whatever they're investing in for you to become a better person, or if you can't complete that, to give them their investment back. That goes the same way with our relationships. The very same way. And a lot of times, as a man, I'm gonna speak for mostly a male point of view on some of these things, because I can't speak for women on certain things. When you want a man to be a protector and a provider, that means, bam, he's being fair with you. Here's my protection. Here's my provision. Here's what I'm building, right? I expect you to appreciate my provision, my protection, and my building, and respect the things that I've done, and in turn treat me with the same type of effort and fairness when it comes to your job as a woman, to your man or a man in general. When you say, nah, I ain't gonna do that, you got to do more for me, you ain't done enough, then it's a problem. Just like I know ladies will say, that's kind of the same as if a guy just want to come in and have sex with you all the time and don't, and look and treat you wrong. He don't appreciate that you gave him your body, because he's like, yeah, that's it. Whatever. Are you gonna take me out in public? Nope. Are you gonna treat me like your lady? Nope. You just something I'm smashing. So she's like, after a while, she's gonna move on, because you're not treating her with fairness. You want everything out of her, but you ain't giving her nothing. You get what I'm saying? And some people, are thoughts like that. Take care, man. But that's a problem. 3, Bill Gates. Appreciate it, man. Oh, man, we all don't agree with about everything, It is what it is. I don't hate you or your kind. I hate bullshit. I will say that. But I am Angel. I am. We don't cater to each other. And what I mean by that is, we know, like, as a man, I know how to make a woman feel good, feel special, feel validated, chivalry. It's a difference between being a gentleman and a simp, in my opinion. And, when you're being a gentleman, you're doing things that women like, because to make them feel special, feel adored, feel loved. And it's at a point where, it's like, y'all don't deserve it. Why? Why am I going to do it? I'm not catering to you because you don't appreciate it. And people don't like that, but that's how far it's gone. Like, we know what to do, but are we going to do it? No. And on the other side, it's the same exact way. If you notice, I'm not cooking for him. I'm not cleaning. I'm not going, I'm not having sex with him. I got a headache. I'm not trying to look good for him. I'm trying to look good for the other girls out there, right? Uh-oh. Troll alert, what you do? Man, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Wow, you got the book? Cool. D-Town. I ain't mad at you. but we won't cater to each other. And then we wonder why shit ain't working out. And when it's not working out, one of the major reasons it's not working out is honesty, which is number 2. I think a lot of us are spoiled, or were spoiled by our parents. And I think because we were spoiled by our parents and spoiled by society, we can't handle people being honest with us. I see a lot of my own family and friends. If you keep it 100 with somebody, they're like, "Oh, Elizabeth, come and enjoy you, honey." Like they have a heart attack. And because some people can't be honest, we'll never move forward. Never move forward. Hold up. A lot of blacks, okay. Wow. Damn. That's kind of true, bro. I mean, a lot of people don't know that either. You know, that's true. And people don't know the wedding dowry or none of that stuff, type of stuff. But can a man tell a woman, look, Shug, if I'm honest with you and I say, look, you're getting fat. Oh, I'm just being honest with you. If you keep getting fat, you might have a problem. Woman say, hey, you're getting lazy, you're getting sloppy. What's up, Jay Miller? The topic is basically, do we want black love solutions? Because we get them, but guess what? We don't use them. You get what I'm saying? So I went from 10 up to 1, and I'm on 2 right now. I'm gonna get into some other things about the topic in a minute, though. But when we honest with each other, people don't want to heed to that honesty. You know, I don't like this about you. I'm just being real with you. You know, you act like a jerk in public. Wow, like, oh my God. Yeah, troll, like, yeah, men get fat too. I mean, I got female friends that told me, yo, you gained a little too much weight. You know what I did? I got in the gym. I didn't tell them F them because I wanted my self-improvement myself. You see it before I do? Cool. I do something about it. And you know, subscribe to Jay Miller channel, y'all, if y'all haven't, because Jay Miller been on his mark for a minute. He cool peoples, man. He real cool peoples. When we're honest, for some odd reason, we resent people for being honest with us. And we look at that in our society. We love the people who lie to us and hate the people who tell us the truth. But then we go cry to the people who tell us the truth when it all falls down. It is ego. It is ego. But the problem with your ego is there's a difference between your id, your ego, and your super ego in a different way. If you stuck on your id, that's your problem. You know? Oh, man, you know, I rock with Jay Miller, man. I've been subscribed to him when he had the Beach channel. Like, we chat from time to time. I've been on his stream before, man. When I get this thing right and I know how to do all this stuff, I will open it up. I'm just starting to get my feet wet, y'all. Now, as far as number 1, because the honesty goes with this, is the fidelity. Because when you're honest with people and they don't respond, or when somebody's honest with you and you don't like it, what happens next? You go out and you find somebody else and you cheat. And you can't say you want love when the minute somebody is telling you what's going down or treating you a certain way, when you get bored or when they hurt your feelings, you need fidelity somewhere else. Now, if you're not getting taken care of, that's one thing. But in my opinion, you know, you're not getting taken care of, leave. Go find that stuff elsewhere. The fidelity, you know, the side chicks, the side dudes, the excitement of doing somebody wrong, that always comes back to bite people in the butt, because all of a sudden we're the same community complaining about we don't have real relationships. And sometimes, fellas, I'll admit, like, there are women in our community who don't mind polygamy. But so there's no reason to get with a woman who wants to be with you alone. And guess what? You want to cheat on her because men cheat. Nah. What's up, man? What's up, heroes? You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You can, like, you can't sell a bill of goods of this, of it's just me and you, and I'm gonna be with somebody else. Tell a person up front, look, either I'm a one person, or I'm a multiple person type of person. It's one or the other. You can't sell one and be the other, because that again, that's not a way to build relationships with anybody. You know, they're like, this is why you got old players who really get pushed out of the game, as I used to talk about on old videos. And you got these women who hit the wall because they've played too many games with Fidelity and don't nobody want them no more. Whether they're passed around with their body or they just passed around wasting other people's time. Now that I stated these 10 things, I'm about to get into some nuances about this stuff. Gender roles, right? As a guy, I gotta say this publicly. Ladies, you'll never be a man. So when men keep telling you stop trying to be a man, that's what it is, pimp. King Solomon had 700 women. I don't know how he did it. Yeah, you're right. I mean, but there was concubines, so he was just smashing people. I mean, Genghis Khan had a lot of women he had sex with. See, and that's the cool thing. You've been married 13 years, no problems. I would like to see us as a group get along. Maybe we can't get married, all of us, right now. But we can at least get along. And like I said, the nuance of the gender role or the roles is the gender roles. My grandmother used to always tell me, I'm not going to be with a man who think he's prettier than me. And guess what? Do women really want to compete for beauty with their man? Exactly. You know, do you want to? Because when people say, look, baby, we're not in a competition. And I've done this. Like, I remember, and I'm gonna put the competition part on some real life stuff. Like, some of y'all may have known I had gotten a wreck. So my other car got totaled. My work car, when I drive around, I've seen black women look at me like, he ain't nobody. He just got that little bitty car. I'm balling on them. They saw me on my other car. It was a different story. And some of the ladies that I know, when they realized I had two, I've actually had people who decided, since he got one, I'm gonna get me something too. It's like, yo, we not in competition, Suge. We not in the same. Men and women don't compete like that. And for a person like me, that's a problem. Because if I do something and you want to top what I'm doing, we can't work together. Oh, yeah. Yes, I know Sigmund Freud. Man, Freud, Jung, all of them. I forgot some of the names at the end of the day. Charles Willie, what's going on? Jason Weaver, I appreciate it. I'm going to make you a grill when ATL2 come out. Now, that's a problem. And at the end of the day, we're going to always be at odds, because men have told women, I'm not attracted to manly women. I need a feminine woman. That's all we want, right? And when we say that's what we want, and you say, nah, that's all right. Just like women don't want a manly man. Like, I got a homegirl, and it's going to be crazy. She's a lesbian now. We went out somewhere. She had a car trouble, and I was helping her fix her car. We was at a gas station or something, right? She wasn't accustomed to a guy like putting air in her tires, putting gas in the car, changing the tires. And I'm looking at her like, wow. And because guys are like, because some guys are more feminine. I don't like that. I really don't like that. And it's not going to work out. Because guess what? If forget the provider, because you can be a effeminate man and be a provider. But you can't protect the family if you that effeminate. You're not necessarily a builder if you're effeminate, because you might not want to get your hands dirty. So guess what? Problem. And people know this, but they choose to circumvent the process. The nuance about expectations. sometimes you expect far too much from people. And what I mean by that is, if you expect somebody to be an 8, 9, or 10, and you a 5, 6, or 7, you delusional. You tripping. You tripping. Like, it comes a point where you got to say to yourself, like, look, either I'm going to get myself up to that 8, 9, 10 level, or I'm going to wind up being with a 5, 6, or 7 and may luck up on an 8, 9, or 10. But to expect the best when you're not the best, that's a problem. That's a problem waiting to happen. That is a problem waiting to happen. And we know this, but we keep acting like, it's cool. Like I've seen plenty of people who because they're overconfident to the point that they're delusional, they actually think they are entitled to things that ain't on a level. And when you feel like you're entitled to something on your level because somebody actually who was on a higher level than you actually settled on you, you think that you're settling for other people. It ain't like that, and a lot of people don't want to get that. I'm gonna talk about the nuance of communication. Let me take this down, watch y'all. We've been raised in a society, and I've seen this with family, friends, business, capitalism. A half-truth ain't real. If you're gonna communicate the whole thing, not the part you're trying to hustle on, because what's done in the dark is gonna come to the light. And a lot of people don't want to admit that. I'm gonna communicate, but I'm only gonna communicate the part that I can get out of somebody. Nobody wants to talk to a person like that. Nobody wants to be around an opportunistic person who communicates on opportunism. Old school remedy. Women who got stuff out of men who were gentlemen and chivalrous back in the day, they didn't have to talk in half truths. They'll be working on something, doing what it is to take care of their man and take care of the family, and the guy will see that, oh man, I don't want to work in this hard. So guess what? Bam, I'm gonna give her this to put it to ease pain. Man, thanks, Curious Calico. And that part of it was communication, because men communicate differently from women. Men communicate with action. The way we communicate is throughout the things we do, not the things we say. And women for some odd reason don't get that. Like, we love you in the things we do, because love is an action. So just because a guy tell you he love you, if he don't do nothing to show you, he hasn't communicated in a manly way. Now, when it comes, the nuance about teamwork is this: most people who either play sports, work in an environment where they had to work as a unit, military, business, who had like focus groups and stuff like that, even intellectuals, they understand the concept of teamwork. Somebody may get all the praise, but other people will do all the heavy lifting. And just because somebody gets the praise does not mean that the person who's the face is always, it doesn't have humility. See, a person who's really on your side will prop you up on the thing that you're trying to do, let you get all the accolades. But what you're supposed to do, if you were working as a team with somebody, you look back and say, look, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. They did this, and this wouldn't work if it wasn't for them. But see, a lot of people don't want to be teammates like that. They want a person to prop them up and help them along the way, and then say, I did this all on my own. You know good and hell well that ain't gonna work. You did all that for the attention, and now when the people who help you walk away, and now you actually all on your own, you fall on your face. And we know this as a solution because we know that's how we treat a team is what is that? A chain is only strong as its weakest link. Steve Jobs took all the credit, not necessarily, because you got to remember he did say Bill Gates. He learned his lesson because remember Steve Jobs got booted from Apple. Remember Bill Gates gave him $100 million to start again because of his mind and his savvy. You know, when it comes to Steve Jobs, people knew he couldn't program. Like everything came out and he was like, "This is who I am." Yeah, his ego did get the best of him early in the beginning, and he stopped with all that taking credit crap because, you know, he didn't invent the iPhone and iPad. He needed other people to do that, and other people he understood that after a while. And getting kicked out your own company will put you in a humbling position, and that's what's happening in a lot of people's relationships as far as black love. People are getting fired just like Steve Jobs got fired for having too big of a head. You know, the nuance about family. We're teaching our kids dysfunction. We're teaching our kids it's cool to not get along with people. We're teaching our kids that the opposite sex is the enemy. You know, oh man, I'm not doing that karaoke channel, girl. Just because I listen to the slow jams, I ain't gonna do it. But we're teaching our kids, you know, how to in the future disrespect and how can I destroy the future community. And to a degree, what we need to probably be teaching our kids is how to learn to discernment and separate from people that ain't about shit. I think that's what we probably need to do, you know, because, you know, like I said, I wrote a book on being a non-custodial father. We got a lot of kids out here because we know we need a mother and a father to do both of their jobs to create a functional child, to be a functional adult and make something of themselves in the society. We know this already. It's a fact. But do people want to do that? No, people want to beef. I'm gonna have to find that. Charles, let me see. I was about to play Lamont Dozier Rose. You don't know nothing about that. But one of the problems with that is at the end of the day, we have young adults who for some odd reason were taught to be adversarial and then come to become adults and then wind up hating their mothers and their fathers, and i.e. hating men and women because they were told lies. Because we were taught that family is one-sided. And that's a problem. You know, and we know better. We know to get the courts out of our situations, but opportunism just can't help it, right? And while I talk about family like this, the nuance about money is that too. The solution to even child support issues for a lot of you fellas would be most guys don't have a problem paying child support. Most guys don't. What guys have a problem with is the money on the children is spent in such a horrible way that these children ain't getting nothing out of it. Most guys don't have a problem spending money on women and dates. What most guys have a problem with is women wanting a free ride. And I'm gonna tell you, ladies, this just speaking for the fellas in one way. One of the things that's come out in recent years is, you notice when a woman's in the holding the purse string, she has a lot of money. She wants, I need a prenup. You're not getting my money. We're not going out and I'm paying for everything and you buying of it. We ain't doing all that. You're not gonna get this out of me. You're not gonna do me this way. You know, you're not gonna treat me as a man like women treat men, and that's a problem. Because the nuance of the money is we're not investing in each other as saying, okay, look, everybody wants to upgrade people, right? If you had the money to, would you give a person money to go shopping, or would you give a person money to start a franchise or buy into a franchise? See what I'm saying? And most people just want the money to go on vacation, go shopping, buy trinkets, phones, and shit like that, right? And go stun on people. We're killing each other like that. And we know we need to learn how to invest. We know we need to learn about stocks. We know we might even need to learn about cryptocurrency. We know those are some of the solutions to our problems in our relationships, because when the money's funny, it makes the relationship bad. Just the nuance of it. And I was listening to Tone Talks yesterday. He's on like Zoe Williams. If you get on Zoe Williams' platform, you're going to find Tone Talks. He was doing on Dash Radio. He was talking about relationships, quick grits relationships, like 2 days ago or maybe yesterday. And he talked about that. And part of the money is the nuance of fairness. He said back in the day, people used to work to live. Now we're living to work. That's a problem. Because now the fairness is you want somebody to bust their ass and work 40 hours and overtime and have a hustle and be an investor and do this, all to make your lifestyle better. But you don't want to do anything to ease their you don't want anything to make their home peaceful. That goes for man or woman, because I've seen women run into the ground working, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and the guy's just chilling like, eh. If you a guy and your woman is working that hard and you're not doing your role as far as being the main provider, then you should be making the house easier for her. It should be vacuumed. The dishes should be washed. You should be cooking and cleaning if that's what you're going to do. You get what I'm saying? And the same way as expected with a guy. Like, we got to have fairness across the board. And I've experienced that in my own life where you have to be fair with people. Like, and I've had exes who decided they was just going to be takers. And when I left, or when I broke up with them, and I left them to go out and to fend with the guys that they quote unquote thought were exciting and all that other good shit, guess what? They realized the world ain't as giving as I was. So, you send somebody off with the best, and they find out they ain't got shit left. Now, the nuance about the fairness is also the nuance about catering to people. Once you know how, and if somebody has to teach you how what their love language is individually, and you still don't do it, you're asking for a breakup. And it's not a crime to treat somebody with love and respect. I'm gonna get into that takers part in a second, Shug. I really am. Matter of fact, screw it. I'm gonna do it right now. Takers, for some odd reason, seem to be exciting. And unfortunately, one of our problems is, quote unquote, we asking for something, but an action we're opposed to what we asking for. Case in point. You want consistency and loyalty, but you get bored because this person is doing the same thing over and over again. Well, consistent people do the same thing over and over again. Loyal people are there every day. So takers are just fly-by-night people. They come, they go, they take. And you're excited that, oh, they're going to send me through this whirlwind of experiences. But guess what? They never brought you anything. You've never been in a relationship, and a lot of people who got used by takers or users get bitter because when they sit back and they think about it, they didn't get anything out of the relationship with them. Yeah, exactly. Consistency is key, but for some people, it's not. We don't talk about the real part about this, that we're doing shit, we're saying one thing and doing another. And what I mean by that is everything we say we want in relationships, guess what? Or we want out of the opposite sex, we gravitate to the complete opposite. Check this out, fellas. I know I ain't the only one that has done this. We want women to be ladies, right? And feminine, right? But we gravitating to twerkers and strippers and thoughts. So when these women say these hoes winning, they kind of got a point. You know, ladies, you know, I'm looking for a God-fearing, good man who is going to treat me right. But that ain't the dude. But you're not giving that dude your number. He's not getting your number. When as a matter of fact, if that God-fearing man gives you his number and tells you to call him, you ain't calling him. Who you actually hollering at? Who you texting that night? The guy that you barely talked to this week. You thought he was fine. So is it any wonder why our interactions are crazy? Because if you're looking for a good man or a good woman, where you're looking for a good man and a good woman with people at the bottom of the barrel. You're not gonna clean up shit. It's not gonna happen. Wow, unless she needs money and help. Ooh, yeah, that does happen. But even with that, you can provide the money and the help, and she don't like you. She like your money and your help. I've seen girls do it too. You know, what is that old saying them guys use? She gotta pay like she wait. They don't like her. They don't even want nobody knowing that, you know, they going at 11 o'clock to smash a girl built like Haloti Nada or Tony Saragusa in 98. You know, some of y'all don't know who that is, but, you know, Sam Adams back in the day. You know, that just big bodies. But guess what? You can't ask for something that you're not, because once you are one of those people who knows, okay, ultimately you have to be what you want. And if you can't be what you want, how you going to attract it? How you going to be on the same level as that? You're not. And how can you complain that you're not getting something that you're not trying to be? You know, yin and yang. It's, you know, it's not necessarily opposites attract. It's equals who balance themselves out. Yeah, well, you know, what was uncalled for? Well, no, I said not necessarily, because some brothers with self-respect do put a lot of emphasis on sex because they're not getting they're not getting sex like the quote unquote Pookie and Ray Rays. You know, let's just be honest. You know, a lot of guys who feel like they're doing the right things are thirsty for love and attention, and we don't even want to admit that a lot of us want the company of the opposite sex. We want the companionship of the opposite sex. We can't even get there first. That's the nuance of the honesty part. We can't even say, yeah, I want to be with you. I like you. I'm attracted to you. We can't even do that. You know, that's a problem. You can't even admit what you want, but you're running from everything that you get. That's crazy. You know, as a man thinking so he is, yeah, but don't get delusional with it though, fam. You know, some people, they think they way more than they are. You know, if I thought I was Superman, you'd be like, okay, just don't jump your black ass off that roof. But they got a lot of people out here jumping off the roof. And man, quick story, because I ain't gonna be on here that much longer. I had an uncle when he was a kid, teenager. He thought he was Batman. He put a towel around his neck for Halloween and he jumped off the motherfucking roof. That shit didn't go so well for my uncle. I'm just saying. And my uncle's in his 60s now. They still make fun of him to this day for that shit. You know, like, you remember when you was Batman? Shut the fuck up. But, and ultimately, here's the side thing about our Fidelity not working. Yeah. No, he ain't break his foot. He bust his whole ass. Like he broke man, I think that roof was like 30 feet tall. Like the house was like a 2-story house. Like he fucked himself up. Like he really fucked himself up. He should. Batman don't wear fucking towels around his neck, no way. But that's a whole nother story. But the nuance to the Fidelity is this part. How come Fidelity has to do with sex, right? Learn how to satisfy one person before you think you can go around being God's gift to men and women. Because as a man, I can tell you that there are a lot of unsatisfied women who don't normally have orgasms. So even part of their chase and rotating a lot of guys is a lot of women rotate guys, the next guy who will satisfy them, and they're trying to find that guy, and they just running through guys who can't do it until they find one. Because when they find one, I'm gonna tell you, they'll stick with that one guy even if he's a piece of shit and keep screwing them. And then, no, I'm gonna get on us too. I'm gonna show the ladies sexually what's up with on the eye end too. But them sluts ain't winning because women. I don't think they can take in the energy of multiple guys like that. But that's just my opinion. But because they're not satisfied, it leads to fidelity. Now, infidelity rather. My apologies for just saying fidelity. I was meaning infidelity this whole time. Now, wow. The other part about that is a lot of you ladies are not good in bed also. Just because a man can have an orgasm in 3 minutes doesn't mean you did anything. There are a lot of you ladies who just horrible in the bedroom. You think just because you showed up that you got the bomb. It's not like that. You don't have the bomb. You just average. Who? Yeah. I don't understand why women, too many. I know a lot of women who like raw sex. I don't understand that because most of them that I know that's been having raw sex for a long time, crazy as hell. And I think that's from too many people's energy, but that's just my opinion. But I was responding to you on that, Char. Char, I'm tripping. The problem with that is some of you ladies in y'all sexuality, some of y'all ain't sexy because y'all didn't learn how to be feminine. Some of y'all come to the bedroom looking like you dressed for the warm-up of the World Series. That ain't sexy. That kills the mood. Some of y'all, maybe need to, I don't know, like, put a couple of Altoids in that thing because that ain't the smell that's supposed to be coming out of there. That kills the mood. Some of us guys that ain't gonna tell you, that sometimes that leads to infidelity, just that smell alone. Because some of us don't smell it until and the guys will say, you ever been hitting it from the back, and then you get in there and you're like, whoa, what the hell was that? Wait. Or a girl take off her panties and you're like, oh shit, I don't know how to tell her that it smells like a Fukushima bomb just went off in this bitch. She's not supposed to be doing that. And that's a problem because now you're with somebody that, got the worst stench ever. And you're not going to want to be with that. Just like if, a girl giving a guy head and his balls smell like the fourth quarter, of the football game. She sharded my ass. Pretending you got sick ain't gonna work. Like, You just trying to like that's just not gonna work. Like it's not gonna work, shit. You just gonna have to tell her, like, baby, that thing that you got down there, that ain't what's up, baby. That's you know, smells like your thing's starting to look like Slimer from the Ghostbusters right now. It's a ghost of what was good. I'm just saying. But ultimately, if we know these things don't work, which was part of the topic, we have to, admit the fact that we have solutions. We know what works and what doesn't work. We're choosing to do what doesn't work on purpose. And you can't do what doesn't work on purpose and want if you do dirt, you get dirt. You're not gonna do dirt and get sunshine and roses. You know what I'm saying? For real, go to bed naked. Just take a bath before you go to bed naked. Oh, whoa. And I gotta say this. I'm glad you said that. If you come to bed naked, ladies, and it's that time, you setting the mood right, put a damn clock in the bathroom. Because some of y'all say, I'm gonna go freshen up and make myself better. We'll be asleep by the time you get back because your ass took 3.5 hours. I don't know what the hell you in there doing. You didn't took a bath, you didn't order pizza, they didn't gave it to you through the window. You sitting in there drinking wine, you playing candles, listening to music, and then you come out the room. He's supposed to be ready. You told me that you was gonna slip into something comfortable at 10:30. You walked your ass back into the bedroom at 2:30 a.m. I ain't waiting on you. I'm just being honest with you on this one. So that ain't gonna work in real life. 3.5 minutes, maybe even 4. Now, anyway, I'm sick. I wanted to I couldn't do the videos I wanted to today because I'm about to sneeze. I'm sick. So I'm shutting it down here. And I appreciate y'all for watching. I might catch y'all tomorrow because I'm gonna still be sick. So I might just do another live stream instead of doing the 3 videos. So y'all take care. As Russell Simmons would say, God bless and good night. Peace.